as soon as I walk out of my apartment, people know that I'm gay. Everywhere that I go, grocery store, work, friend's house, if I'm just walking, like taking a walk, people know that I'm gay because how I'm walking. And that's something that I am, and I appreciate how I am. I do feel like my life is threatened, especially when I'm in drag. Faggot this, faggot that, you gay mother. It was about a couple of years ago. I was walking down to Westport with a friend. I told her I was going back home because I got a little bit too cold. So there was 3 guys coming towards me. I actually got attacked by one guy. He punched me right in my ear. I kind of didn't want to, fight him because it was 3 guys. I didn't know if they was going to try to kill me if I would have, kind of swung back or something. I actually have got attacked before. I had a knife at my throat at one point. Hopefully, people can learn how to accept people for who they are and what they're about. I love myself, and I love how I treat myself. I just want people to treat me as they want to be treated, with respect. I just don't want violence in my life, because I love life, and I'm too famous for that. So I'm going to continue being Johnny and Beyonce, and live my lifestyle, and this is how I am.
I can hear you through a hole in space.
Dating violence to me is just a relationship that where one person feels threatened and they know that it's dysfunctional. It doesn't have to be physical. I had a boyfriend. He was the first person I told that I was transgender. He basically held me hostage with the information, and he would always threaten to tell everyone what my gender identity was when I wasn't ready. I felt really threatened, and I wouldn't try to communicate with anyone in case he would tell them. And I was really afraid for that. A lot of things helped me out with that. I've been seeing a therapist, and we would always talk about it, and she would help me through the situations. Equal, empowering queer activists and leaders, I had a lot of friends there that had been through a lot of the same stuff, so they were able to help me out. But it was mainly my sister and my friends. You're actually not alone, because there's always going to be someone out there that went through something similar to that situation, and whether it be someone you know personally or someone who you've met online, that there will be someone that can relate to what you've been through. You do have to go out there and find that person. You can't just sit there alone and hope for them to show up. You do have to power through it, and that's easier said than done, but just know that there is someone out there.
You're a light when the world is so dark. You can shine. You're my air when I sleep and you breathe just for me.
My dad's a Lutheran minister, very religious. I'm an only child too, so being gay wasn't an option, pretty much, and it was really hard because I had to go to church, 3 times a week and stuff like that, and hear about how wrong it was. It was up there with murder and sin. It's just sin. Music was really, really, really important. I got really into, Bikini Kill, Sleater-Kinney, Riot Grrrl, the whole Riot Grrrl stuff, and started playing drums in 6th grade. A year ago, October 31st, I went with my friend's band to just help them on the road and stuff, and to Joplin, Missouri, and I got attacked by these 3 guys, really bad. I got knocked out. It's still something that's hard to talk about, but it needs to be talked about. It's important to help out youth, because I didn't have that. I want younger people to be able to say, you know what, I've got help, and here it is, and be able to identify it. Because when, I'm asked about who was there in my teens, I'm like, it's silence.
Come on, Get up, get out of bed, you're not alive. Shadows in the hall take you outside. They're gonna show you where I am.
I had a geometry class this year, and there was this kid that would sit behind me and just call me things like, hey, lesbian, hey, you, and he would like ask me like, are you a lesbian? It would just happen for like an entire class period, and we have like block scheduling, so it would happen for like an hour and a half at a time. I couldn't wait for it to be over, and I knew that this kid was just really ignorant and stupid, but it was still sucky to go to that class and to know that that was going to happen. I asked my teacher, like, can you move this kid? And she was like, it's already taken care of, and I'm really, really sorry. And just like, it was really cool because it felt like it was a bad thing, and it felt like they were taunting me. It was awful, and I was glad that somebody could recognize that, and it was really nice, especially like someone who is a teacher. I think teachers, if you want to help with people in this situation, something you could do is not only talk to the kids who are doing the taunting and the teasing, but also talk to the kids who are getting teased and let them know that they aren't alone and you're doing what you can to help.
I told my stepsister, and she just thought that was disgusting. I came out as bi to her. She said I was gross, I'm disgusting, she didn't want to have anything to do with me. And she went around our middle school and told everyone. When they found out, so many people in the hallway when I would walk by, it's just like, you stupid fag. Not to my face, just when I'd walk by. I would walk through the halls with my head down. I hated my life. I've tried committing suicide twice. When I went to high school, I became a member of my school's GSA, and I finally felt safe. The GSA is the Gay Straight Alliance. They just basically want to create a safe space for gay students. Our administration isn't always that supportive, but generally GSAs do help because that's just another support group for people to turn to. You're not alone. I felt that way for so long. I went to the GSA. I met so many friends there that would always be willing to listen. For students, if your school doesn't have a GSA, you should try and start one, because that's a really important resource for a lot of high school students. And for teachers, if a student ever comes up to you trying to start a club like that, you gotta give them full support, because a lot of people will just keep quiet about that kind of thing. That's a really strong person who tries to start something like that.
We might have got lost in a dream. We didn't know where it was taking us. Couldn't get out.
I was in middle school, I probably like the 7th grade, and I got jumped for being LGBTQ, and like I was kind of scared. When it first started happening, I was like 13, and then when it happened, I used to like go cry and tell my mom and stuff, but they wouldn't care. So like I would when I first tried to commit suicide, I was 14, and then another time when I tried, I was 16. They would say derogatory things like call me a fag or oh that faggot, and I'll say yeah I'm a fag, but I would try to put my religion in it, like yeah I'm a fag but I'm blessed or something like that, and they would say well God doesn't bless faggots. People used to come up and like make me fall, push me down the stairs, throw stuff at me, and make me drop my stuff. People used to trip me, do a lot of things to me, and I never fought back. But now I can go to like the principal and stuff at my school, and I tell them what's going on, and they would handle it from there, because my school really don't approve of that because of discrimination. I thought people really didn't care about me. I thought I was in it all by myself and stuff, but when I started going to different therapies and stuff, I found out that I wasn't alone, and I had some friends that came out to me and told me that they were LGBTQ, and I started to hang out with them more. You can help LGBTQ youth by supporting us, as in like being our advocates and actually being there for us when we are being bullied.
Many of these youth did not tell anyone about their experience.
25% of LGBT students were physically assaulted at school because of their sexual orientation.
74% of LGBT students hear homophobic remarks often or frequently.
63% of LGBT youth in KC have been verbally harassed at school for sexual orientation or gender expression.
1 in 4 LGBT youth in Kansas City has been abused by an intimate partner.
1/3 of LGBT youth in Kansas City have attempted suicide.
KC Love exists to increase awareness of violence for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender youth in Kansas City and provide resources for victims of hate crimes, dating violence, and bullying. If you have been a victim of one of these crimes, there are people who love you and who can help you. You are not alone. If you feel like you are alone, know that there are people who love you and can help you in Kansas City.
We can grow.